What's up, everybody? I think that we are now officially live. Let me just double check the health of the live stream, make sure that we are here. Great. Guys, so this 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 is what it has come to in the land of political correctness. This is what it has come to. Black guy walks into Starbucks, calls them racist, demands free coffee, and gets it immediately. Now, I'm pretty sure that the black dude, he is a fellow Trump supporter, and this is all part of a joke to point out how ridiculous this whole Starbucks racism thing is. So I believe this pro-Trump, fellow pro-Trump black dude decided, hey, this is so absurd, calling Starbucks racist, making them do all these, shutting their stores down for an entire day to do racial bias training. So this black dude, who I think is a Trump supporter, fellow Trump supporter, I think he decided he's going to walk in there, he's going to walk into a Starbucks and just troll the hell out of this whole thing. I haven't seen the video yet. We're going to live react to it together. Let me double check the health of the live stream here. Make sure we're good. All right, we're all good. People's in here, and let's jump in. Let's watch this absurd shit. You know what I'm thinking though. You know what? Let me wait just a few minutes. Let me wait just a few minutes for people to get in here. Wait for a few minutes because we only got about 40 people right now inside the live stream. Let me just wait a few minutes so we can get more people in. We can watch it together. So I'm just going to pause this video as it starts playing. I haven't seen it yet. So apparently a black dude decided he's going to troll all this silly, absurd, crazy, race-obsessed garbage that's going on right now, which is currently centered around Starbucks. And what's up, everybody? Thank you, guys. We're just waiting a few minutes for everybody to tune in, more people to jump in. What's up, guys? This is apparently this video, it's a hilarious troll. Apparently he is a pro-Trump black dude who decided to just troll this silly, ridiculous garbage. I just want to wait for a few more people to come in before I do the live stream. Some people say nice haircut. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. What's up, guys? Listen, I know you guys, thank you. Love is a 4-letter word. You rock. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Positive thoughts. I guess we need positive thoughts nowadays, don't we? We need some positive thoughts. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is ridiculous, but it's fucking hilarious. So you guys have heard about this crazy crap where Starbucks is accused of being racist because 2 black men walked into one of their establishments in Philadelphia, and the manager there, I guess she was a white woman, she called the police because they violated the trespassing rules. You're not allowed to use a Starbucks bathroom if it's just so funny. You're not allowed to use a Starbucks bathroom if you don't buy anything, right? So apparently these 2 black men walked in, they used the bathroom, then they sat down, and when they were asked to leave or at least buy something to follow the policies there, they refused to leave. So the cops were called and they refused to leave. Even when the cops showed up, they were arrested. I'm starting to think this whole thing was orchestrated by white liberals. You guys know how it is. You guys know how white liberal supremacy works. Okay, cool. We got 102 people. I'm about to jump in now and live react to the video. I just wanted to get some people in here and watch him. Hilarious video from a fellow Trump supporter. We're going to get into it now. But anyways, just a quick summary. They called the cops. I'm thinking this whole thing was orchestrated by white liberals. You guys know, I don't know if I coined the term, but I certainly think I came up with it in my head. White liberal supremacy. White liberal supremacy. And what is white liberal supremacy? It's the notion that when white liberals claim to care about minorities, they claim to care about black people, Hispanic people, frickin' Asian, whatever frickin' minority group, whenever you see a white liberal talking about how, oh, it's so bad to be racist and don't be so hateful and oh, the poor little minorities, It's all a facade. White liberals don't actually care about minorities. White liberals only care about one thing, and that's other white people from the lower classes collectively organizing tribally and rising up and taking their power. That's all white liberals are worried about. So when white liberals claim that they care about minorities and they're worried about racism and hate, all they're really trying to do is they're trying to disrupt the lower class whites from getting a stable footing and rising up. And they're using minorities, they're enabling them, and they're spoon feeding them all this hyper racial consciousness so that the minorities wage war against the lower class whites. It's a destabilization program. It's what I call white liberal supremacy. Now, I just want to double check. Okay, we got 127 people watching. I think it's time for us to jump into the live reaction. So again, we have a fellow black Trump supporter, one of these Hotep dudes, which they're fucking hilarious. They know how to troll. They know how to play this game. And I don't think they like being treated like little babies who have to walk around constantly fearing white people. So we have a fellow Trump supporter here. Hotep G's is on Twitter. And he decided, you know what? Let's go troll all this Starbucks racism stuff. Let's go make a joke out of this. And let me walk into a Starbucks and demand a free coffee and see what happens. I haven't seen the video. I'm going to live react to it with you guys. Let's watch. Should be freaking hilarious.
We about to go inside, get my free coffee. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? About to get my free coffee.
Oh my God. How do you say no? If you work at Starbucks right now, okay, and there's all this controversy going on about racism, how do you say no to the black guy who walks in and says, you guys are racist, give me a free coffee? You can't say no. You can't say no. Let's keep watching.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, I heard y'all was racist, so I came to get my free coffee.
I saw that.
Yeah, I heard you guys don't like black people, so I wanted to get my Starbucks reparations voucher. What's that?
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I mean, I'll give it to you. I saw that on my Twitter last night. I was like,
Yeah, I need a free coffee.
I'll give you a free coffee.
That's what I'm talking about. This is justice.
Billy? What? Are you serious?
This is justice. Oh man.
This is justice. This is what I'm talking about. It's great customer service.
The white girl's like, yeah. The white girl's like, yeah, fuck all those racist white people. I'm not racist. You know, yeah, here's some free coffee. I'm not. White liberal supremacy. Upper class white people, when you have a certain level of privilege and you live in a gated community and you don't even live around minorities, you live in a white neighborhood, you have the privilege of being individualistic. You have a privilege of not having to identify with your tribal race in order to stay alive and survive. So upper class white liberal hipsters, they do not want to be associated with white racial tribalism. So they will gladly throw those lower class racial tribal white people, they will throw them under the bus in a heartbeat. Because you have that privilege, you live in those white gated communities, and you just don't care. This is hilarious. Let's keep watching. Yeah, a lot of times Twitter likes to malfunction, but I think we're back here.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah, let me refresh the page here real quick. This is what we're dealing with. Imagine that, dude. Imagine you're just some little random freaking Starbucks employee working your minimum wage job. You're scrolling Twitter last night. You hear something about Starbucks is racist and they're closing all their stores to do racial bias training. And then some black dude walks in and says, "Give me coffee. I demand justice." What do you say to that? Of course you're going to say, "Here's your free freaking coffee." Let's fast forward here.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
This is justice. This is what I'm talking about. It's great customer service.
Yeah, I was reading that and I was like, there is no way.
Absolutely.
They're making me mad.
Could you imagine?
Never here. Never here.
You just throw some milk in it?
Sure. What kind?
Whole. Yeah. Reparations, man. Gotta get my reparations for being black in America. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Do Matter. What? Do you have any flavors in it? We got caramel, hazelnut.
I'll take caramel. Is that gonna make it sweet?
Do you want it to?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, "Caramel, justice." Oh man.
Huh?
Oh my God, this is too good. This is what white supremacy looks like, Barbara. This is what oppression.
What's your name?
looks
I
like.
appreciate you. Amanda, you are
It's actually
great.
my last day here until the fall.
Is it? You're amazing.
Thank you. I'm a student at Ryder, and our finals are starting next week.
Uh-huh.
So I had to stop working so I can do my finals and stuff, and then I go home for the summer.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Yeah. You too.
Oh my God, I'm literally just gonna walk out of
Thank you.
There's your free coffee.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your free coffee out here, man. You gotta get your Starbucks reparations, man. Huh? Yeah. This is how we do, man. Black Lives Matter, baby. Get your free coffee out here.
Let me get some caramel in there. Justice. Wow. So again, this guy, I believe he is a fellow black Trump supporter, and he decided he wanted to walk in there and troll the shit out of this recent Starbucks thing. I hadn't seen it. I wanted to react live to it. What in the holy crap was that? That is hilarious. So this is what we're dealing with. This is how absurd it is. And again, I always love the irony. Like, it's so bad and the racism is so rampant and you're so oppressed, and yet the average white person is just eagerly, desperately giving you free coffee and shit just to prove that they're not evil, hateful bigots. It really is a prime example of white liberal supremacy. And you guys have probably heard me use the word white liberal supremacy many times before. White liberal supremacy, man, it's what happens when you disingenuously pretend to care about minorities and you use them as pawns. And it wouldn't surprise me if this whole anti-Starbucks crusade, calling them racist and all this shit, it wouldn't surprise me if it's all orchestrated by white liberals. White liberals are always scheming. It's really fascinating. You know, they claim to care about minorities, but they're always scheming. They're always concocting ways to keep lower class whites held down. And it's not because they care about minorities and they're trying to protect minorities. It's because when white liberals like J.K. Rowling claims to care about refugees flooding into Islamic refugees, Muslim refugees flooding into Europe, when she goes onto Twitter, she's like, "Oh, we have to let all the migrants in." But she won't let a single migrant into one of her numerous gigantic mansions situated throughout England. J.K. Rowling isn't worried about some third world migrants flooding into low-class areas throughout her country, because she lives in a nice, big, rich, gated mansion community with the other ultra-rich people around her. J.K. Rowling is only worried about one type of person. And those are the people at the negotiating table when she signs her next book contract deal. And the truth is that on average, those are probably just other white people. The owners of the book companies are white. It's just other white people at the negotiating table. Those are the people that J.K. Rowling is worried about. They look just like her. She's worried about other white people at the negotiating table. Those are her enemies. Those are the people she's in competition with. So they're not worried about minorities. They're worried about other white people. And when you're that rich, you don't even want to be associated with the lower class of your race. You don't even want to be associated. So you throw them under the bus. You say racism is rampant everywhere, and it's a great scheme to destabilize the white underclasses. And it has nothing to do with helping minorities. And people like Hotep Jesus here and many other black Trump supporters, or just black people in general who don't identify as liberal Democrats, they know and they see through the facade, and they know that it's not about helping them. Because how does it help you? How does it help you to, A, be erroneously convinced that you're oppressed and you're a victim, and there's no way that you can make it in life? You can't be successful, is what the mantra is. The white liberal mantra is, you can't be successful if you're black in America. So you're better off just whining and complaining and worrying and living in fear. Oh, and don't forget to wage war on all those lower class white people who you think are trying to get you. Yet you walk into a Starbucks and they tremble as they give you a free coffee. They're like, please, I'm not racist, I swear. It has nothing to do with helping black people. I think a lot of black people are seeing through this. They're sick and tired of being treated like babies, because you can't become empowered as long as you think you're oppressed and you're a victim and you're so weak and frail under the oppression of other people. You can't. And you know what? That's why they call it the liberal plantation. So, you got Starbucks shutting down 8,000 stores, for racial bias training on May 29th. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, shutting down 8,000 stores is a big deal. Now, in all fairness, it wouldn't surprise me if all of the freaking PR that Starbucks has gotten over the last few days, over the last week, because of this story, all the free marketing they've gotten probably paid for shutting down their store for one afternoon. Starbucks isn't even shutting down for a whole day. They're just shutting down during the afternoon for a few hours when no one's even in Starbucks to begin with. So I wonder if people are angry about that. Like, how dare you only shut down? Like, you shut down, but you did it during the off hours. So again, they like to package it as if it's about minorities, and it's for the blacks, it's for the Hispanics, it's for all the minority groups. But I really do think that behind the scenes, it's a white liberal running the show. It's always white liberals pulling the strings. Always. And you think that this photo right here of these two black gentlemen, standing up the mic and saying, "We demand justice. This is the new Rosa Parks." Because of what happened at the Starbucks, last week, you'd think that it's a grassroots movement fighting. But I don't think that's the case, man. I think that these are just literally pawns of white liberals. White liberals send them big fat paychecks. They send them big fat paychecks. They're on the white liberal payroll. So, Starbucks is closing 8,000 stores, and it's a big circus. But I don't know. I just wanted to react live to that because I thought it was hilarious. You know what, guys? What can we say? This is why Donald Trump won. Part of the reason anyways, because people are tired of the politically correct, fake, we care about you paradigm. Trump 2020, finally, someone with balls. They're the shirts. They're incredible. Show your support loud and proud. It's only a few more years to the next election, and they are pulling all the stops to try to basically to censor and suppress everything. That's why Zuckerberg was testifying last week. They're trying to shut the whole thing down. They want to censor the internet. They want to shut down YouTube. Now when you go to YouTube and you type into the search bar anything that is just, watch, I'll give you a great example. Let's try it right now. Let's do it right now, live. If you go to YouTube and you type in flat earth, you get nothing but mainstream search results. BuzzFeed, ABC News, Big Think, CBS News, Vice News, Complex News, Penguins Zero. I don't think he's mainstream, but he was shitting on the flat earth theory in this video. BBC News, Engineering, it's all just mainstream. What YouTube has done ever since Trump got elected, you know, what's bound to happen again in 2020, what YouTube has done is that anytime you type into YouTube any topic that is somewhat conspiratorial or questions the mainstream narrative, they just flood you. They flood the search results with anything that comes from pre-approved mainstream media sources. Let's type in David Hogg, our old pal David Hogg, who just turned 18. So I think it's okay. I think we can take the kid gloves off now. Here we go. David Hogg, Real Time with Bill Maher, CBS News, NBC News, CBS Los Angeles, TMZ, CNN, MSNBC. I thought this was YouTube. I thought you go to YouTube because you're trying to get away from the television. Yet you go to YouTube now and you type in anything that has any news component to it, and you get nothing but TV channels. You're getting TV fucking channels on YouTube. It's called YouTube, bro. It's about you and me and you tubing. But because Donald Trump got elected, and because he's bound to get elected again, not because he's an illegitimate president, not because the Russians, not because Facebook messed up, but because the world is changing and people are tired of white liberal supremacy. So they're scared. So now they're trying to censor the entire internet. So you type in David Hogg. I remember back in the day when you would type into YouTube, Flat Earth, David Hogg, whatever. Anything that may have had a conspiratorial or a non-establishment narrative, you would get flooded with just true grassroots authentic content. Now it's all artificially pampered and plastered in your face so you can't find out what's going on in the world. The television for so many decades was used as an instrument of propaganda and mind control, and it was a great way to herd the voting masses into the ballot box and get them to vote for one or the other fake, two-party puppet candidates. And now, with the television paradigm exploded thanks to technology, that's all. YouTube didn't do anything wrong. The establishment is angry at YouTube, and they'll grill Susan Wojcicki. How did you let these conspiracy videos percolate during the 2016 election? You're responsible, YouTube. You're responsible, Facebook. You're responsible, Twitter, for letting Trump get elected. But these companies didn't do anything. All they did was empower and liberate humanity. And of course, that's what the big establishment doesn't want. They don't want empowered and liberated humanity. They don't want any random person with an internet connection speaking their voice. They don't want that. And in many ways, that's why Trump won. Because the masses were not brainwashed by the TV box. They had alternative sources of information. So YouTube did nothing wrong. Technology is liberating people the way it always has. Are we going to shut down technology now because you don't want the average person having a frickin' voice? Come on now. That can't last forever. So they're desperate. Let me just double check the health of the live stream here. Hey, what's up? Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Yeah, it's a circus. Anyways, guys, Trump 2020, finally someone with balls. The t-shirts are available. The link is below. You know where to get it. I I don't know, man. I'm just chilling here. I'm gonna jump into the chat for a little bit, see what the hell's going on. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What did you do to your head, to your hair, Red Pill? You're gonna put some product in it? It already has product in it, bro. What's wrong with you? Somebody write hashtag Black Lives Matter. I mean, yeah, that's a default. The question is the Black Lives Matter movement genuinely about helping black people, or is it an opportunistic movement with more sinister intentions behind the scenes? In this case, I would argue that the Black Lives Matter movement is just, it's a hoax. It's not even about black lives. In fact, I would argue the Black Lives Matter movement has done more harm to black lives than any good. And I know that Hotep Jesus over here, he agrees. I'm sure he does. Making a mockery. Your hair looks like I feel. I'm going to assume that's incredible. Yeah, someone says they'd like to see me shaved. You're done. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'd rather be unemployed on the streets than shave my beard. Like if every employer on the planet said you must shave your beard, fuck off. I'm not touching my beard. I absolutely refuse to touch my beard. I take the beard that seriously. I really do. Yeah, somebody writes George Soros equals BLM. Yeah, George Soros pretty much is the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, I'm not shaving my beard. Trust me on that. Yeah, bro. So, anyways, this is what it's come to, guys. I mean, shave your wee wee. Well, that's a given. Well, you know, it's funny because I mean, I know you guys like the beard. I know you guys like the beard. I know you guys dig the beard. Listen, the thing is, here's what's crazy. Here's the thing. Like, there's a grocery store around here. It's called Publix, and they have a policy where they make you shave your beard. And you know, there was actually a lot of people who were pissed off. A lot of employees were angry because they want to grow their beard, but you know, the grocery store has this Nazi policy. You just can't touch your beard. But the weird thing is that Whole Foods, you guys have all heard of Whole Foods, right? You know, the fucking ultra uber hippie grocery store chain, which is actually it's higher class than the Publix grocery store. Publix is like sort of the everyday middleman type grocery store, while Whole Foods is like upper class, more douchebag type, you know, grocery store, more expensive on average. And Whole Foods allows you to have gigantic beards. I mean, you see workers at Whole Foods, they have massive beards. So Publix, the grocery store, they make you shave your beard if you work there, under the assumption that it's more professional and it's more high class and professional. Yet Whole Foods, which is undeniably at a higher price bracket than Publix is, they allow you to have giant beards. The trend is towards facial hair. Right now, the trend is towards allowing facial hair. And you know, for many, many years, especially here in America, for many decades, if you grew a beard, it was a sign of laziness and dirtiness. And I don't think that's true. I think that stereotype, if anything, was created by corporate America. Corporate America that made their workers shave their fucking facial hair. And they weren't making their workers shave their facial hair because it made their workers look professional and clean. That's bullshit. If anything, having a beard requires more maintenance than not having a beard. If anything. I mean, look at this work of art. I mean, I don't want to like totally brag here, but this is a science. This took me like a year to master. You don't understand the science that goes in. The sides, and I know I'm just ranting about fucking beards right now, but the sides have to be shorter to make it look cleaner, and then this has to be trimmed, and it's I mean, the angles, this doesn't just happen. You don't just wake up with this. Every morning when I wake up, I have to drench it in water because it's all, it's just like your hair. It's all tangled and stuff. You drench it in water. I have to wash it every day while I'm showering. I'm just gonna check out the comments here, and you guys are whatever. Okay, great. So that's what it is. So that's what it is. Yeah. Someone says, I do see the details in your beard. Well, look, I mean, it's not. So the point is that it takes a lot of effort. I would argue that it takes more effort to maintain a nice beard than it does to just shave it off. Just a couple swipes. And again, I don't give a fuck if you shave. I'm just saying, where does the stereotype that beards make you dirty and lazy come from? And I would say it probably comes from corporate America for many decades. And the reason they made you shave was not because they were trying to make you look, clean and trying to make you look, professional. I would argue the reason they made you shave was they were trying to kill your sense of freedom. Kill your sense of freedom. It was about obedience. It was about everybody being in lockstep obedience in the industrial era, when everybody was just a robot in a factory putting things on an assembly line together. They needed you to be in lockstep obedience, a good fucking slave. And one great way to train you to be a slave is to make you rip off your facial hair every day. In many ways, arguably, rip off your masculinity. Because beards are a very male-oriented feature. I don't think the average woman can grow a legitimate beard. She might get a couple little wisps, a little fucking wisp of like faint little hair, but you're not going to get a beard. And again, if you can't grow a beard, I'm not saying that you lack manliness. I'm not saying that at all. That would be stupid. In fact, I do have a few lighter areas and patches in my beard along the side. So I'm not trying to be a fucking beard Nazi or a beard supremacist here. I'm trying to equalize the playing field. If you want to shave, good for you. If you want to have a beard, good for you. I don't give a fuck. So I do think that was part of it. Rip off an essential masculine trait, something that defines men separate from women, so something like a beard. Rip that off, kill your soul, don't question authority, and do your fucking job and shut up. So I do think that's where a lot of it came from. So interestingly enough, Whole Foods is a higher level grocery store chain than Publix is. And now, because a lot of Publix employees have been complaining, there's been petitions, there's been news stories about it, Publix employees want to be able to grow a beard. And the irony is that Publix has a few grocery stores that they call, I think they're called Greenwise. They're basically supposed to be the competitor versions to Whole Foods. So they're higher class. The prices are higher. It's more organic-based products. And in those few individual stores that are competing with Whole Foods, they actually allow their workers to have beards. So it's weird. So you telling me that of all the Publix grocery stores, the ones that have higher prices, the Greenwise Publix stores, with the higher prices that are trying to compete more directly with Whole Foods, they're copying Whole Foods' model, and they're even allowing their employees to grow beards there. Meanwhile, all the rest of the Publix grocery stores that are, quote, lower class, if that's what you want to call it, with cheaper prices and not necessarily high quality organic foods, you have to shave in those Publixes. So wait, I thought shaving was about, high class and cleanliness and quality and professionalism. And yet, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The higher end organic Publixes allow beer, just like Whole Foods does. So the times are changing. We are entering the era of empowerment. This is the era where, look, machines are taking all our jobs. You have robots working the factories for us. So those little obedient, perfectly well-shaven workers, human workers, they've just been tossed out and replaced with robots. So being a good obedient slave who shaves his facial hair off every day is not going to get you a job anymore. So we are entering the age of empowerment where you have to honor and you have to express what's deep and true about yourself, because if there's one thing that robots can't replace, it's your humanity, it's your soul, it's your spirit. We haven't got an AI algorithm yet to deal with that. Somebody says, no, it's because they don't want beard hair in their food. Well, I'm going to debunk this fallacious garbage right now. Someone writes, the reason that the grocery store doesn't want their workers having beards is because they don't want beard hair falling in the food during food prep. Well, here's why that's a hoax. Number one, there are beard nets. We wear hair nets. There's beard nets. Number two, a lot of people have a lot of hairy arms. Do people wear arm nets? No one wears hair nets. You can have hair off your arms falling in your food. But number three, and most importantly, Publix grocery stores, they allow you to have a mustache. I'm not kidding. You have to shave everything, but you can have a mustache. So if you wanted to have any semblance of facial hair while working at that grocery store, you'd have to shave everything, but you have to have a creepy little mustache. Just a mustache. That mustache only just looks a little weird to me on average. So wait a minute, if it's about not getting hair in your food prep, why do they allow mustaches? It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with food prep, and it has nothing to do with cleanliness. People who say, "Oh, it's all about cleanliness and hair," that's a hoax. I don't believe. I don't even think you care about that. Just say it. Just be straightforward. You have a stigma against beards. You don't like beards. You think beards are just gross and dirty and just too rugged, right? Just say the real reason. Some people just have a bias against beards. Dare I say beard discrimination? Dare I say it, beard discrimination? Somebody in the comment writes, I have brown skin. Should I try getting free Starbucks today? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're black, if you're brown, head over to your nearest Starbucks and tell them you're racist. I want free coffee. I mean, let Starbucks know how stupid they are for kowtowing to this silly, likely hoax story. I don't know. I get a decent tan. Maybe I could walk into Starbucks and be like, I'm Cuban. I'm a Hispanic. I'm a minority Latino. Give me justice. Give me a freaking latte, Tappy Toes writes, I'm going to make a video. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. So yeah, this is what it's come down to, man. I mean, somebody writes, I didn't say it was true. Said that's why they do it. My husband has a beard. I'm not anti-beard. No, hey, that's fine. But I'm just saying it's not very rational to say, oh, you can't have a beard because hair falls in the food, yet they allow you to have a mustache. Mustache can fall in fucking hair can fall in your food too. So it's not consistent. It clearly has nothing to do with cleanliness and food prep. If you're allowing people to have a mustache, but they have to shave everything else. There's something else to it. It's just an arbitrary bias. Someone says, do the Cuban video. Someone says, do the Cuban video. Someone says I should walk into Starbucks and say, I'm a Hispanic minority. Cuban. Starbucks is racist. Give me free coffee. But here's why that probably won't work, because Miami is like fucking 90% Hispanic. It's crazy. It's like, I bet it's like 95. I don't even know. It's crazy. There's so many Hispanics here that you're going to be dealing with Hispanic workers if you walk into a Starbucks in Miami. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work very well. If you're black, it might work though. That would be an interesting social experiment. Yeah. Someone writes, white girls are going to go insane for 2 hours on May 29th over no Starbucks. Someone says I could try identifying as a black woman. I guess I could try to identify as another race or gender. So, well, you know what, creepers, Starbucks is shutting down during the afternoon, during a downtime, when there's nobody there. So it's like, it's not even that much of a gesture. Like, oh, we're shutting down. Well, I don't know, what are they gonna teach you? Apparently they're partnering with like the Anti-Defamation League, which is, just a race hoaxing organization. We all know that. Look, they got these nice, fancy, well-printed professional signs. Where did they get those signs from, man? It's all orchestrated by white liberals, man. White liberal supremacy, as I like to call it. So I think they're signing up with like the ADL and other hoax organizations. What wasn't it? Was it the? I don't think it was the ADL that said that the OK sign was a hate symbol. I think they came out and said it wasn't a hate symbol when people were saying it was a hate symbol. So that would have been funny, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. Someone says Hispanic is not a race. Yeah, I know. I know it's not a race. It's a culture, apparently. I could walk into a Starbucks and be like, y'all are racist. Give me free shit. Oh man, that is some funny stuff, bro. Tappy Toes says he's going to Starbucks. Anyways, look, this is funny. It's funny, guys. It's a circus. But this is what we're dealing with. So yeah, I just wanted to do a live reaction to this video because I think it gets really to the core of the insanity of this. Where do you draw the line? Like, who decides what is enough social justice action that Starbucks has to take in order to remedy this terrible hate crime that took place? Like, why is racial bias training the solution? I mean, there are some people who don't think it's enough. Why shouldn't Starbucks just give free coffee to every black person who walks in and requests it? I mean, why not? Where do we draw the line on what justifies it? So, Starbucks is going to shut down their stores for 3 hours in the middle of the afternoon when they're not even going to lose that much money for one day. Oh, big deal. So they can do what? They can tell their white employees, don't be racist. You have hidden. I mean, let's just talk a little bit about how traumatizing this can be for the white people. And I know it's very politically incorrect to have any sympathy for white people because we always assume that they're privileged and they have power and everything's always great for white people. But imagine being a white Starbucks employee. You're probably in college. You probably have $80,000 in debt. You're probably kind of scared and nervous all the time because you can feel the weight of responsibility coming your way. You're working a minimum wage job. And your life is kind of difficult as it is. I mean, sure, you're a privileged first worlder, and you serve coffees to people, but it's still not an ideal job, and you're still probably crushed by student loan debt, and you're probably already kind of an anxious fucking squirrel as it is. But now imagine that you hear on the news that Starbucks is fucking crazy, racist, white supremacist organization. And you have people like Hotep Jesus here who, more power to him. It's a hilarious troll what he did. But I don't even think this girl knows that it was just a joke. So she probably now she's actually concerned that she's considered a racist just because she works at Starbucks. So imagine having on the day, on May 29th, when Starbucks holds its big nationwide inherent racial bias training. Right here, Starbucks to close 8,000 stores for racial bias training. And imagine what are they going to tell them? Because if you are not racist and you're not raised to be race conscious, imagine having to sit down now for a few hours and being told that somewhere in your subconscious, somewhere deep down in your personality, you have a shred of bigotry left over in you. And so now you're going to become self-conscious. When every time a black customer walks into the store, you might be extra weird and awkward because you're not sure if they think you're a racist, and you're not sure if you still have some bigotry somewhere in you. So how is this even going to help people? But again, like I always like to argue, all this stuff, all these little orchestrated things that appear, they always come from the white liberals. It always seems like it's designed to help the poor and the oppressed, but I would argue that it's not. It's a divide and conquer strategy to destabilize the underclasses, get you at war with each other in the underclasses, get the average little nobody Starbucks employee worried about the black customer that walks in, and have the average black customer worried about the racist, tyrannical latte maker at your local Starbucks. Get people at war with each other, and they'll never even think to look up at the upper class white liberals. It's a divide and conquer strategy. Get people at war with each other, and you don't have to worry about the underclass whites rising up and taking your power as a white liberal in your gated white neighborhoods. You don't have to worry about it. So that's what I think white liberalism is. White liberalism is nothing more than white liberal supremacy. And I think that's an important thing to notice and an important thing to realize, because if you see enough stories like these and you hear enough mainstream media headlines where it's all about race, it's so race conscious. Like, I thought we were supposed to look past race. I thought we were coming from the Martin Luther King era. We're supposed to look past race. We're supposed to judge people on the content of their character, not on the color of their skin, right? This is how I was raised. This is how most people were raised. But if you read the media headlines now, everything is race consciousness, race obsessiveness. It's a divide and conquer strategy. So, I just wanted to live react to that. I thought that was a hilarious joke and troll video, and it really gets the point across. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys know where to get them. Trump 2020, finally someone with balls t-shirts. Link to the shirts are in the description below. Get it now, wear it proud, and they don't want this. They don't want this. His approval rating just hit 51%. They can't have unity. The white liberal supremacists, they don't want unity, bro. They don't want unity. They want division. That's what they want. So again, Trump 2020, finally someone with balls, 51% approval rating. Man, if he manages to sit down with Kim Jong-un and get him to denuclearize, I mean, it's a guaranteed victory in 2020. It's just guaranteed. And apparently North Korea is in talks with South Korea now to end the war that's been going on for decades. So it's just crazy. They can't have unity. It is the divide and conquer paradigm. They don't want unity. So again, guys, Trump 2020 t-shirts, get one now. They're great shirts, great quality shirts. mine. They've lasted for like a year now. Just great, crisp, quality, nice shirts. Get one now. Link is below. And thank you guys for watching. Take a look at the chat. We're still in here. Yeah, I definitely think it was a publicity stunt. Okay, thank you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day. Laters.